These are the type of camera bodies you should be taking to those high octane situations. A great question. I don't know if it's a great question. That's why I've kind of got my emotional support hig with me here to answer it. Rob, you're from LA and there are riots. I'm paraphrasing. What camera would you take to a riot? What camera would I take to a riot? I know. You see, Higgins knows. Higgins knows that that question stresses me out. I know, bud. That's a question. That is a question. And it's worth answering. Let me rephrase the question so that I can answer it without feeling uncomfortable. In a stressful, high octane type, very kinetic situation, what camera body would I consider taking in order to capture beautiful images during that process? That's a great question that I just concocted from the initial question. I'm getting a dry mouth because it stressed me out. Well, let's look then. You're going somewhere stressful, you're going somewhere high octane. I'm not taking Higgins, first of all, because he's very important to me. He's more important than any camera because he's my little boy. And I'm going to be extremely safe. And in that respect, I think I would take a camera body that was inexpensive-ish, but still good quality, with a great versatile lens that could shoot 4K video with a relatively decent megapixel, so above 12 megapixel. So in that respect, you guys, I'd like to show you one of these. This is the Nikon B700. This is one of my go-to cameras for shooting any type of action. And there's a very good reason for that. Look at that beautiful zoom lens. Now that is a ×60 zoom lens. Essentially, I have a zoom capability from 4.3 to 258 millimeters, which is, I'll show you the equivalent on the screen, but essentially, without having to carry a bag of multiple lenses, I can still achieve a beautiful zoom and a beautiful wide angle all in one body. These are the type of camera bodies you should be taking to those high octane situations. Now, I don't even know if this audio is any good, but this wonderful bike is electric, 800 bucks. So me and my buddy are gonna head up the hill, essentially in Los Angeles, with the e-bikes. Let's go. You know, it's easy to forget that we're in Southern California, so this red Ed that you're looking at and this awesome vista is all a product of Southern California. Now, it's seeing some tough times at the moment, but being able to just cycle up here on an e-bike, midday on Father's Day, absolutely wonderful. Let's get to the top, get some water, and have a look at that view. Come on, let's go. Nearly there, you guys. Let's go. My e-bike shit the bed. How's yours doing? Essentially, she just stopped working with the motor assist. And then I got a warning light on the dash, which has since gone. There was like a warning light that came on. I was pedaling as hard as I could, but it didn't like it. Yeah. That's steep. That's steep. And these are not mountain bikes. These are essentially commuters. So I'm impressed with what it did so far. Total nerd alert with the helmet and the gloves, but this beautiful electric $800 Amazon bicycle assists us getting up these hills. I mean, look, you guys, this is an insane incline. To pedal my specialized hard rock up here would have been now impossible for me right now because it's midday in Southern California, which means it's super hot. And I've had 2 margaritas and 2 beers. So, you know, it's a lot, but what a wonderful bike. It's getting me there almost to the top. And this, the B700, so much battery left. I've been shooting this all day. In here, this is 1080p. Look at that beautiful view of Southern California. Absolutely wonderful. Let's get to the top so I can get some real images. And hopefully my buddy Ofer hasn't fallen off again. Let's go. This is a great example of that 60 times optical zoom. Now here, I don't have image stabilization activated and only zoomed in, I think like times 10, but it works fantastically. This is without color grading. This is straight out of camera. It's not adventure riding unless someone falls off. This is not the best camera in the world. Of course it's not. It's $100 bridge camera, but for that $100, you're shooting in 4K. This is 1080p, but you can shoot in 4K. You can take it up these roads and essentially be happy in the fact that you're going to capture the shots that you want. I love the fact that we've got that zoom. So we can zoom in if we want and get those beautiful close-up angles, or we can zoom out and get those beautiful wide-angle views. I mean, the throw from this, the 60 times optical wide view, beautiful. At the end of the day, you guys, where are you going to get such a beautiful all-in-one package for less than a bag of chips? Now look at this guy. I'm not wearing shoes and so this is a classic vlogging shot. But I am shooting in 1080p, not 4K at the moment, so I'm not sure how good it's going to look, and I'm not sure how good the audio is, but I'm still able to capture a beautiful vlog with my filthy dog.
Higgins is cold.
Higgins is not cold. He has a permanent rain jacket. He is pretty dirty, though. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to clean him when we get, or before we get in the car. Okay. There's our camera test. It's difficult because I keep looking at the articulating screen, but 20 megapixel CMOS sensor, 4K UHD video, 60 times optical zoom, NIKKOR lens, 24 to 1400 millimeter equivalent. Notable, fully articulating screen, Wi-Fi capable, Bluetooth capable, captures raw images. This B700 is wonderful. I would say please don't go rioting. That's not a great idea. Save your energy and capture images of nature and other beautiful things. Please don't hurt each other. There are press on the scene of those types of situations, paid press, paid operatives who have protection, who have helmets and bulletproof vests and high-vis vests, and they're there and they're paid to be there for safety reasons. And they're professionals in what they do, and those people, you know, you should really let go ahead and make those images. But if I was going and I was to make those images, I would most certainly choose bridge camera for me, definitely. You know, and at the end of the day, you guys, this beautiful Nikon B700 that I purchased cost me less than $70. The reason I actually bought it was to make images in nature. You know, I want to take pictures of birds and bears and mountain lions and, you know, whatever there is up the mountain from where I live, because I can sit stationary and essentially hunt for my images and get a relatively crisp image with this. No, the image isn't as good as my DSLR with a wonderful zoom lens, isn't as good as my SLR with those zoom lenses, but it's digital. You know, another great thing about these bridge cameras is they have Wi-Fi, so I can actually connect this phone. Again, if you're in one of those situations, you can connect your phone directly to your bridge camera and then immediately upload those images to FaceTalk, YouTube, and then you could record yourself doing those things as well. Whitewater rafting, climbing, mountain rescue, whatever it is that you fancy doing. The bridge camera is going to help you out. So let's have a closer look. I'll show you some example images just literally sat on my bench outside my house, and you can see the kind of crisp images it creates. So straight out of camera, this beautiful zoom lens with its wonderful bokeh is able to zoom in, but also create wide angle and macro images. The colors are wonderful. And for me, the ability to zoom in and capture those nature shots, but at the same time, make images of my family,
make images from a distance and capture those candid moments is what makes these beautiful bridge cameras worth their weight in gold. Are they the best images? I could probably get better from a DSLR, but to have everything under one hood, in one camera bag, in one pocket. So a closer look reveals a very well-made camera, light as you like, but batteries that are easily available from Castar. This beautiful EN-EL23 cost me $11 with a charger. SD cards, nothing special, you guys. I like to put a nice big 164 or 128 because of that 4K. Same area as the battery, which I'm not too keen on, but it's fine. Now, the camera itself is made of plastic, yes, but some plastics are better than others. On button, that beautiful green light lets you know that it fires up. And then we've got a built-in flash as well, which is so good for that flash paparazzi type photography. The camera feels great in the hand. Rubber grip, beautiful. A zoom toggle on the left, so on the lens, and a zoom toggle on the front of the camera. A fully clear, beautiful articulating screen for the absolute win with this camera. I love that articulating screen. Now the camera itself, yeah, it's kind of a weird shape, but if you kind of just get yourself ready to carry it in a different way, it's fine. And look at that zoom, you guys. Oh my goodness. As far as 1400. So the modes then, we've got program mode, shutter priority, aperture priority, manual, and plenty of custom settings. Everything you need to do, including that little red dot button there. Yeah, you guessed it. A dedicated 4K recording button. So you could be taking your pictures and then boom, you press that red button and you start recording in 4K. We have an EVF, which will come on automatically when you lift the camera to your eye, but if you press the display button, you can use the EVF, which is pretty good. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Articulating screen helps with street photography if that's what you're down for. But for me, I just use it all the time for that waist level shooting anyway. Now have a look at this zoom. Nice and easy. I just zoom right in. I mean, this is me standing a distance away. Look how fast we focus. I just jump in on a subject. Look at that. I mean, the colors on this screen are fantastic. Boom, I take my shot. Easy peasy. The screen shows me my f-stop. It shows me how many images I've got left, and it does everything I need it to do. Now, if this was a riot or if this was something more kinetic, you could zoom into somebody's face, zoom into their hands, and capture those images. And still with bokeh, I mean, this lens is beautiful. I would recommend this camera any day of the week. It's wonderful. Has a 1 centimeter macro mode if you really want to get close to the action, like very close to the action. There's no touch screen, but there is a fully articulating screen, and again, if you're in a stressful situation, you could just turn that screen around and absolutely ditch it. And now I'm just using my EVF. EVF's not great, but it still helps you compose those images, and just trust the autofocus in these cameras, right? If you just zoomed in or you're taking that image, and then if you're in low light, these cameras aren't too bad in low light either. This camera is relatively new in regards to my collection, and when it was released, I believe it was about $400. Not a massively expensive camera. Today it is inexpensive, so if I did drop it, I wouldn't be massively bummed out. And I would just keep the basic strap on it, and I would just take care of whatever extracurricular, high-octane situation that I was in. So there you go. That's an answer to the question. My reframed question, what camera gear or what camera body would I take with me in a high-octane, dynamic situation where I didn't want to worry about my camera gear, but I still wanted to capture excellent shots, both wide angle and zoomed right in. A camera that shoots 4K, a camera that's inexpensive, and a camera that's still going to afford me those beautiful images. Listen, you guys, stay safe out there. I don't know what more to say. You know, I'm English at my baseline. You know, I'm an American immigrant. Very lucky to be here. Yeah. See you guys on the next one. Stay safe.